Peace and blessings, collective. Welcome to this red tent. If you are returning to the channel, I want to say welcome back. But if you are new here, you want to make sure that you subscribe to the channel and of course push the notification bell so you could be updated each and every time I upload a video. And I'm not saying it just because this is my YouTube channel. I'm saying it because over the next few weeks leading into the holiday season and the time where everybody goes within, which is the winter and hibernation, I am going to be dropping a whole lot of information and content surrounding yoni steaming, womb health and wellness, and herbs that you can use in a whole 9 yards. So with that being said, I just want you to make sure that you are able to get all of the information that I release. In this particular video, though, we are going to be discussing all of the pros of yoni steaming and my top tips that I think that every yoni steamer, whether you are seasoned or you are a newbie, should be making sure they observe. So if these are things that you are interested in, please make sure you stick around and listen to the video to the very end, where I will be dropping all of my tips. Okay, so let's talk about the pros of yoni steaming. There are a whole lot of pros, okay? And I'm sure that if you have been doing any research on yoni steaming, you've probably have been running across quite a few myths about yoni steaming. So I do want to take the time to really just answer some of the questions that I have received from the community, and also shed a light on some things that you may not know about that are benefits of yoni steaming. So first of all, and probably the most famous one that everybody knows about, is that yoni steaming can help to increase your vaginal moisture. Yes, it can give you the WAP. And this is predominantly when it is done around the time of being intimate. So usually if I have clients who are coming to me and they are complaining of vaginal moisture issues, either because they're going through menopause or for some other hormonal imbalance reasons, and they are having pain during intimacy and during sex, I usually suggest to all of those clients that they do make sure that they yoni steam right before being intimate. Now, there are some things that you want to be aware of if you are yoni steaming before intimacy. So I will make sure that I link the video here that talks about yoni steaming before and after sex. It's 2 different videos, but make sure you go and watch those after this video, because there are some things that you want to be aware of if you are deciding to use yoni steaming as a way to increase your vaginal moisture and as a way to be able to increase pleasures in the bedroom. The second thing that I want to mention is yoni steaming can help to reduce your menstrual flow. And I don't know if many people are aware of this, but it's something that has really helped me during my journey of healing from PCOS and fibroids and cysts. And so yoni steaming can help to reduce the menstrual flow if you use it where it is within 5 to 7 days before your menstrual cycle. Okay, and so I'm going to release another video in another day or so, and it's going to be talking about how to observe frequency to heal different ailments that yoni steaming can assist with. And one of the things are going to be menstrual flow and reducing your cycle flow. So if you are interested in using yoni steaming as a way to be able to reduce your menstrual flow or even help you during your menstrual cycle, I really suggest that you do it within 5 to 7 days before your menstrual cycle is due. But you want to make sure though that you don't do it any less than 5 days, because yoni steaming can throw off your hormonal balance if you are not careful. Yoni steaming can also help to strengthen your vaginal walls and help you to, be able to clench them better. So if you want to be able to strengthen your vaginal walls, I really suggest that while you are yoni steaming, you practice Kegels. If you are not familiar with Kegels, Kegels are contractions that you can do to the vagina, a lot like when you clench before you go to the bathroom to urinate. Like if you're not able to get to the bathroom at the time you clench, it's the same kind of clenching motion. You're just doing it on the vaginal wall. So I usually suggest to all of my Yoni Steaming clients who are coming to me to strengthen your vaginal walls with the use of Yoni Steaming that they Yoni Steam, but while they are Yoni Steaming, they practice doing 10 Kegels in a row and then releasing. And then 10 Kegels in a row and then releasing. And so if you do this throughout your Yoni Steam, you could take breaks because like any other muscle, your Yoni will get tired. But if you are using Yoni Steaming to be able to increase your vaginal muscle mass and to strengthen the vaginal walls, like if you have pelvic floor issues, or if you are experiencing stress incontinence, or, you know, if you laugh or cry after having a baby and you pee a little bit, these are all ways that you can use to increase your vaginal muscles and the muscles in your pelvic floor. So you want to make sure that you do Kegels while you are doing your Yoni Steam. The next thing that you can use Yoni Steaming for, and I also get, you know, a lot of people reaching out to me about this, is vaginal odor. Yoni Steaming can help to reduce your vaginal odor, but I must also say that in addition to Yoni Steaming, you want to make sure that you are paying attention to the foods that you eat, because literally you are what you eat. So if you notice that your vaginal smell is off a little bit, it might be because of some of the things that you eat. A lot of times raw fish, onions, garlic, tomatoes, acidic foods can change the smell of your vagina and also alter your vaginal pH. So you want to make sure that you are paying attention to the foods that you're eating around the time that you notice your vaginal smell changing. In addition to that, you also want to make sure that you are, of course, drinking plenty of water, and that if you notice an ongoing problem, like if it's in relation to yeast infections or anything like that, that you use a herb called Paul d'Arco. Paul d'Arco is really good at reducing the yeast in the vagina and in the bloodstream and the overgrowth of Candida albicans in the blood. So you want to make sure that you can drink like a Paul d'Arco tea along with your Yoni Steam if you are Yoni Steaming to reduce your vaginal odor, and therefore it can help to also get rid of any unwanted bacteria that may be present in the body, specifically in the vaginal area. I briefly mentioned this one before, this next tip or this next pro before, and it is that it can help to regulate your hormonal balance and regulate your PMS symptoms. So if you are experiencing PMS during and around your menstrual cycle, then you can use Yoni Steaming to help regulate that. With this, you also want to make sure though that you are not Yoni Steaming closer than 5 to 7 days before your next menstrual cycle is due. Yoni Steaming, if you use it during your postpartum period, can also help to reduce postpartum depression. And a lot of times with my clients that I am helping to birth their children, we utilize Yoni Steaming during their postpartum sessions that they have with me and during their postpartum care that I provide to them as a way to be able to balance the hormones that are most of the time going wacky after you have recently given birth. So if you are interested in using Yoni Steaming to be able to regulate your emotions during your postpartum period, I really suggest that you check out the website yoniloveherbals.com. There are some tips there that you could be able to use during your postpartum period, and it can help to regulate your emotions, as well as some suggestions of herbs that are there available on the site that you might be interested in using. If you are not already taking antidepressant herbs, you can utilize those herbs. If you are, then I would suggest that you stray away from them. But either way, go check out yoniloveherbals.com, and there is a whole host of information that is available for you during your postpartum period. Another really cool aspect of Yoni Steaming, and I don't think that enough light gets shined on this particular aspect of Yoni Steaming, but another very cool aspect of Yoni Steaming is it can help you to heal emotional and energetic trauma that you have experienced throughout life. And this is normally what I do with women who come to me like on their healing journey, and they're looking for ways to be able to heal, you know, not just their yonis, but overall. And so this goes into shadow work. All right. And so if you are using Yoni Steaming as a shadow work modality, then I suggest that you begin to Yoni Steam weekly, and I will be dropping more information about this in the video that is to come, where I'll talk about Yoni Steaming frequencies. But I suggest that you Yoni Steam weekly, but after every Yoni Steaming session that you drink water, a lot of water, for the next 3 days after your yoni steam, and that you also journal, because during the shadow work time, and a lot of times, you know, if you yoni steam, even if you are not doing shadow work, you will realize that some of your past relationships and interactions with people and situations that you thought you got rid of and out of your energy, in fact, resurface as you are yoni steaming. And that is because we are not just yoni steaming and dealing with our yonis. We are yoni steaming and we are regulating our mind and our crown chakra, our hearts, where we hold all of the trauma and emotions surrounding trauma, as well as our wombs. And so the 3 is what I call our 3 brain port. Is literally our mind, our heart, and our womb. We literally have energy that flows between all 3 main ports and chakras, if you want to call them chakras, but we have a energy that flows between the 3 of them, and this is what we are working on when we are doing shadow work and we are helping to release emotional trauma. So yoni steaming can really help if you are on your shadow work and womb healing / energy healing journey. Yoni steaming can help to reduce menopausal symptoms, and I get quite a few women who reach out to me during their menopause stage, and they're like, you know, how can I help to get rid of some of the menopause symptoms that I am having? Yoni steaming can help that. During your menopause period, if you are experiencing a lot of symptoms, that you might want to also consider using a tea. Yoni Love Herbals carries a menopause tea blend that is available on our site, and I will link it all down below in the description box. But we also offer a menopause tea, as well as steam, as well as capsules that you can be able to use to really help to regulate the hormones during your menopause period. Okay, and so now I'm going to jump into some of my tips for yoni steamers. Whether you have been yoni steaming for a while or if you are new to yoni steaming, I really believe that there are some main things that you want to keep in mind during your yoni steaming journey, and I'm going to highlight them here. I have never really jumped into all of my tips in previous videos, and so I really feel like it's something that I should do for the community, because I get quite a few questions and people messaging me about some of the basics of yoni steaming. So let's jump into that really quickly. So my first tip is that you always allow at least 30 minutes for your yoni steam. And the reason why you want to do this is because when you are yoni steaming, you got to give your body and your womb an opportunity, and your vagina as well, right? Our yoni is the vaginal canal. So you want to give the vaginal canal muscles an opportunity to relax and to fully get the herbal steam infused into the yoni. And the only way that's going to happen is if you allow enough time. I think too often we are trying to yoni steam and do like self-care and womb health and things like that on the go and like really quickly, but this is one of those things that you have to allow enough time for in order for you to really get the benefits. So I usually tell all of my clients and women that I'm working with that they make sure that they yoni steam a minimum of 30 minutes. The next tip that I want to tell you is to make sure that you allow enough time before your yoni steam for wombversation. Wombversation is when you sit down and you literally have a conversation with your womb. And so wombversation can be done 5 to 10 minutes. It's a small meditation exercise. I have other videos that talk about wombversation, but you want to make sure that you sit down, you place both hands over top of your womb, and you just sit there quietly and listen to the voice of your womb before every yoni steaming session. This can help you to be able to get the most energetically, mentally, and emotionally from yoni steaming. And so those are also benefits that combine, of course, with the physical ones that we just talked about. The next thing that I want to mention is that you make sure that you womb massage before your yoni steam. Womb massage really helps to loosen the muscles in the womb, but it also helps to move stagnated energy that might be in and surrounding your womb space and in the uterus. And so this is really helpful for those women who are trying to yoni steam to regulate their menstrual cycle, or yoni steam to get rid of certain ailments like fibroids and cysts, endometriosis, some menopausal symptoms. All of those things hold energy and hold blockages. So you want to make sure that you womb massage in order to allow the energy that's in the womb to flow freely prior to your yoni steam, as well as to loosen up any uterine lining that may be present in the womb that you might be trying to get rid of in order to regulate your menstrual cycle. And I will produce another video within this week that will talk more about regulating the menstrual cycle and how you can use yoni steaming to do that and to help reduce the uterine lining that is there in the womb, and of course lessen the flow. The next thing that I want to really give you a tip about is to make sure that you only use certified organic herbs in your yoni steaming process. And this is because you want to make sure you are only using herbs that have been grown without being introduced to chemicals in the growing process, and that you source all of your herbs from a reputable source. And so Yoni Love Herbals, if you decide to patronize us, has a whole variety of herbs, over 30 different blends that you can look at and choose from on our website, and that I think that you will find helpful in your womb healing journey. So my next tip kind of goes hand in hand with making sure that you're using herbs from a reputable source and organic herbs, of course, because you don't want to be introduced to the chemicals. But along with that, if you are using herbs that are potent and that are semi-fresh, now you can use fresh herbs in yoni steaming, but when I say fresh, I mean that have not been on the shelf longer than a year at the location where you are buying them. And it's kind of hard to know that if you are not really able to research really in depth the company that you're purchasing them from, but you want to make sure that you're of course getting potent herbs. And so in addition to that, when you are yoni steaming, you really only need like 1/4 cup of yoni steaming herb. I think contrary to popular belief, a lot of people believe that you are going to need like a 1/2 cup or a whole cup or the whole package. Like when you buy yoni steam specifically from Yoni Love Herbals, our steaming blends are potent. So the herbs that are inside of your yoni steaming blend, you're not going to need more than 1/4 cup inside of your steam in order for you to get the benefits of it. It's not like shaking your whole entire bag in there is going to make your yoni steam more potent. It's not. You're only going to be able to release but so much herbal properties into the hot water, regardless of how much steam you use. So really, only 1/4 cup of herbal steam is needed during the yoni steaming process. And so I don't want you to waste your herbs, and I don't want you to waste your money. The next tip that I want to give, and this drives me crazy because I see a lot of people do it on social media, and it breaks my heart because in the process of trying to heal your womb, you are also introducing harmful chemicals. But do not use plastic. So many times I see the women getting those plastic pink basin bowls that you put on top of your toilet. And if you yoni steam at home, then I'm sure you know what I'm talking about. And hopefully you don't already have one. But those plastic basins, plastic, I don't care if they are BPA free, they're made out of BPA free plastic or not. Plastic literally has over 1,300 chemicals that are used in order to produce the plastic that the plastic basin is made out of. Those famous pink ones that everybody uses on social media. So you want to make sure that you only use stainless steel, porcelain or ceramic, or glass. Those are the only 3 things you want your yoni steam bowl or basin to be made out of: stainless steel, porcelain/ceramic, or glass. And that is because these different materials do not have chemicals that will be released into the yoni steam. Every time you boil your water and you pour it into plastic, it is literally releasing all of the chemicals that the plastic was made out of into your yoni steaming water. And so when you sit over top of it and you yoni steam for 30 or 40 minutes, you are literally steaming your vagina and your womb space with the chemicals from the plastic along with the herbs. So please, ladies, if you have any plastic yoni steaming basins, get rid of them. Use stainless steel only. Yoni Love Herbals has 2 different sizes that are available on the website. And so I will link that down below also if you are interested in getting a bowl. We have large bowls that come by themselves as well as in kits, and we also have small ones. Get yourself a stainless steel bowl. You can use it. The ones that we have a rim around them so you can put it onto your toilet if you are doing in-home and on the toilet steaming. But if you have a yoni steaming stool that you're utilizing, you can use our smaller bowl if you desire to. But the point is, get a stainless steel, ceramic, or glass bowl. I cannot freaking say that enough. And so in relation to the stainless steel supplies, you also want to make sure that you are using a stainless steel spoon in order to stir your herbal blend with as it is on the stove. Do not introduce plastic to your yoni steam while it is on the stove or when it goes into the actual yoni steaming pot or basin or bowl that you are using. And then last but not least, my last tip is for you to make sure that you do not steam less than 5 to 7 days before your next menstrual cycle. And this is because, as I mentioned earlier, Yoni steaming can alter your hormonal balance and it can throw your menstrual cycle off. So you want to make sure that you give at least 5 to 7 days before your period with your last Yoni steam. If your menstrual cycle is due on Saturday, you do not want to steam later than Sunday, since you know that your cycle is coming. Okay, so make sure that you keep track of when your menstrual cycle is coming. If you unfortunately have an ailment that is difficult for you to track your menstrual cycle with, like PCOS or fibroids and cysts, then I would suggest you Yoni steam on a specific day every week, because Yoni steaming can help to regulate your menstrual cycle and making it come every 28 to 35 days. So you want to make sure that you Yoni steam on the same day every single week. That way you can get your body in a regimen and your hormones in a regimen of being balanced, and therefore hopefully help to regulate your menstrual cycle. If you have any questions, sisters, please do not hesitate to reach out to me. You can go down to the link down below and book a womb conversation or a womb health consultation with me. I will put the link down below. Also, if you are interested in any Yoni steaming blends, or you just have questions in general, you can reach me down at the consultation link down below, or head over to our website, which is also down in the description box, for all of your knowledge and to help you in your Yoni steaming and womb healing journey. One more thing, if you have not already and you are on your womb healing journey, please go and join our 90 days of healing. I am doing a 90 days of healing challenge with the women inside This Red Tent and Yoni Love Herbals, and it is a reoccurring challenge that we do every single month. So it's not like you're ever too late. So you could go over to the link down below that I have. You can join our 90 days of healing, and we will love to have you. It is a group of women who are all on their womb healing journey, and we are all focused on like living our best and most vibrant lives, but in the midst of that, learning how to use Yoni steaming and optimal womb health in order to manifest the life that we really desire. If you have not already, make sure you go and you join that. Also, one more time, make sure you subscribe to the channel, push the notification bell so you can be updated each and every time I upload a video. All right, collective, I love y'all. This is the end of this video. Make sure you check out the next video. We're going to be talking about all of the kinds or things to be aware of before you start your Yoni steaming journey. Peace. Until next time.